Welcome to Showmance, the #1 show on YouTube doing deep dives on shows with no depth. And tonight we are covering episode 17 of The Valley. Does that mean that next week is the finale?
It means it's episode 18. I know that. I don't know when the finale's coming. There's cameras just got picked up because what? 'Cause some dude's banging some chick. What? I don't care.
Wait, are you serious?
Yes, they picked up cameras because of Jackson, Brittany's PR person. Like what? So
I don't
is
care.
that another? Nobody cares.
So they're filming Brittany right now?
Oh yeah, big time storyline there.
No.
Kidding, totally kidding.
Wait, you're kidding about the cameras? I'm back, by the way.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Trav
yeah,
is back.
Travis
Hey,
is
If
Trav.
you're kidding about the cameras, you're kidding about people
Kidding
caring.
about.
Kidding about it being a story.
That.
Oh yeah, they picked up cameras to cover this air quote storyline.
I don't.
Listen though, this is all so unimportant compared to what is really important. Pat Clark, welcome back. Made it through the surgery, better than ever. Said
Yay,
it went better than
Pat!
expected. Titleist tailor-made hat for you. And I'm busting out the golf shorts, Pat. First time for everything. Last time I wore shorts at work, I got the nickname the Ivory Towers. So I told Natalie she can't cut to the wide, which she's probably doing right now.
And Travis only wants to be on the wide.
Only on the wide.
Yeah,
Because he shaved his beard.
A lot of requests this episode, but Pat, glad to hear you're back. That's super awesome, and tea times in the future.
I am so grateful that the surgery went better than to be expected. That's amazing. I expect nothing less out of Pat.
Yeah.
She seems amazing and like an
Should we just talk
overachiever.
about Pat for 2 hours?
It would be a joy and
It'd
an
be
honor.
way more fun than
Yeah.
this.
I also just would like to point out it's very funny that the boys are like, oh, you can't use the wide, only use the wide. And the girls like, whatever, just film, get what you get.
Okay, well, you're the girl, and
Yeah.
we're the boys.
That's
so,
what I'm saying. It's funny that the girl doesn't care, but the boys do.
Because the girl looks like this, is what I'm trying to tell you. And the other girl looks like the
nice.
other girl. Like, we look not like you guys.
Okay, like, subscribe, hype, tell a friend. This is such a
exactly.
good app. No, we have to do the episode for Pat. She specifically said when she's healing, you gotta,
Honor of Pat.
yeah.
Maybe
okay,
we'll
so
call this one
This one's for you, Pat.
Pat's Back or something. Like,
Yeah.
Wait. Do you have anything to say?
what?
I just want to give you your space to say something.
You guys,
I just want to.
I have not met you yet, Mortimer, in the comments. I've been a little whatever, but I don't know Mortimer yet.
She knows you, and she'd like to hear you say more things.
Listen, a lot of people would. Mortimer, you're not the first one to say that.
A lot of people smoke crack too.
I don't know what that means because I have no
I'm just saying a lot of
reference.
people do a lot of things. Doesn't mean much.
Did you just interrupt me, not give me space to speak?
Welcome
know.
to the suck,
Now I know what
Trav.
you're talking about, Mortimer. I see you. You see me. Welcome. Thank you for seeing me.
Welcome.
Speaking my
Let's see a
truth.
fully unedited show, and then maybe everyone will have.
She also
you
didn't say
don't
she-
want that. Mortimer will be
I
like,
do.
Mortimer will be like, I freaking knew
Bring
it.
it.
She didn't say she wanted to see you. She said she wanted to hear you.
She
Same
wants
thing.
to hear you and
It's
see
a
your ivory
video.
towers.
Yeah, listen. Hey, Mortimer, you might not be on my team after seeing these bad boys. I told Natalie that I think the camera lenses will probably overexpose and break. Whatever. It's so hot. I don't know what to tell you. Blame our parents for global warming or some shit.
I know they were all about the plastics.
Yeah,
That
listen.
generation really screwed things up for the
That's
good old
we all have our
environment.
plastic phones and devices, but that's all right. We're not talking about plastics. We're talking about
The
Janet.
Valley.
Oh, the Valley. Sorry.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Janet.
Yeah.
So shall we? Shall we get into it?
I guess if
Yeah.
we have to.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Mom's not here. Do we have to?
We don't really have to. She won't even know until she gets in the edit and texts the group chat and he's like, "What the f did you guys? You
I don't
didn't even
want to
talk
drive
about
back
the
down
show."
here tomorrow. Let's
I
knock it
can't
out while we're
drive
here.
back down here tomorrow. I'm gonna be in New York, so
New York
y'all have to
City.
figure it out yourself.
Ooh, I might have you do some scouting of theaters for me while you're out there, if you don't mind.
Yeah, no problem. Just
Great.
send me a link. Drop me a pin.
All
Okay,
right,
are we
fine.
ready, guys?
Let's do it.
Yeah. So we don't know when the finale is coming up, but we're hoping it's soon. And when we get into the top of the episode, it's Kiana's birthday. Tom gives her a key to the house. He's in this.
Listen, but this goes to show how stupid this show is. Like, this got 13 seconds,
So
a key. She's getting a key.
So
and I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, listen, Mortimer, I'm sorry. Please, okay? I'm not going to sit here and try to be like, this was a big surprise and she didn't know. But like, if we're going to reveal it on the TV show, then let's talk about that. Hey, it was so not done correct. Like, I just think there could have been a bigger conversation had, and then just this 12 second moment, whatever it was. Okay, you're free to
So
go.
I was thinking the same thing in a different vein, where it's just like, how funny is it that they sent a crew to go shoot a full scene? They got the edit. They're like, they didn't do anything. Yeah. Nothing happened. Yeah. Nothing happened. And we wanted this beat. Just cut it. Give me what you have.
Yeah.
Use your key. They did the same thing with the next scene with Michelle selling a house. They're like, oh, this would be good footage. We'll get some good stuff. And they get there and they're like, so we got nothing?
No, Push that pocket door open and let's,
like those are
scene.
crazy things to go film. I got to film. They went to go film more.
Listen.
And they came out with nothing because Kiana hides herself in all Instagram photos. It doesn't seem like she wants to be a part of this show. And Tom's just... Without Sandoval sitting next to him, I don't know. It's just like Sandoval sucks so bad that you're like, oh, I love Tom.
Oh, that's a valid point.
And then when you just get Tom by himself, you're like, oh, wow.
Yeah, I wish Tom... Listen, Tom came to party a little bit this episode, which I was like, oh, there you are. But it's still dumb. But even the next episode, I couldn't decide. I couldn't figure out which side of the realtor game Michelle is on. Was she selling the house?
Yes.
For the buyer?
Oh.
Was she buying the house? Because she's like, I'm trying to get $8 million, and she's like, I think 7.6, and she's like, you know what, 7.5. Let's go in this. I'm like, I think that's
I didn't understand
totally
that either.
backwards on that. I don't think anyone told her how you're supposed to sell houses. So you're supposed to go up, not down. But
That's
that
right.
one confused me.
That's right. Well, thank you for...
You guys can talk now.
Thank you, Mike.
Okay, I don't really like Mortimer. It's going to be a new boss, under new management is what we're calling it.
Okay. After that, Zach and Benji go have coffee, and this is all about the immigration stuff. And obviously, Benji can't work while he's trying to figure out citizenship or a green card. And the reason this is an issue for them is because, of course, they could just get married and none of this is a problem anymore. But Zach has to know that he wants kids, and he's just not 100%. And that is a 100% deal breaker for Benji.
Yeah, Benji, yeah.
I mean, I feel like he just doesn't want kids, especially when he's like, I'm going to need a year. That means you don't want kids, and you want a year to convince yourself to have the kid.
Well, I don't know.
You think he does want kids?
He said he didn't.
I think two things.
Oh.
I think one, Zach is a kid. It's tough to want a kid when you're still a kid, right? And I can give you a piece of evidence to this. When Zach says things like, well, you can file for that temporary work thing, and then you cut to Benji's face, who's a doctor.
Zach is 37 years old. He is not a kid.
No, but he's a kid. He acts like a little child. So he like a child can't take care of a child. And the child says things like, well, you can file for that temporary work thing. Like your boyfriend, husband, fiance, whatever is this, your partner, that he's going through some shit right now. He's like, you don't even know what the thing, and I don't know what the thing is called, but Natalie, fortunately for me, Travis isn't even in a relationship with a foreigner, and he knows what it's called. So to say a temporary work thing, at that moment, I was like, ooh, I don't know if these two people are meant for each other. Because they kind of cut to Benji, and Benji's like, temporary work thing. Like, not only is that a little disrespectful to not know what I'm going through and what the things are called, but like, are you 37? Did you just say a temporary work thing? Like, where you're 22? You know what I'm saying?
What's the second thing? I didn't like that argument. You said two things.
Yeah. I'm with you because
the first thing was Benji's a kid.
Okay.
And then the second thing was proof that Benji's a kid, and that's
Zach.
Zach is a kid.
Okay.
The first thing was that Zach was a kid. The second thing was proof of Zach being a kid, and I think that's why Zach doesn't want kids, is because he's not an adult human. And in the same way that you said putting old Tom with new Tom makes new Tom look good, Zach next to Benji kind of looks young and immature and not great. And maybe I'm doing doctor bias, but like Benji's a doctor. So I'm like, Benji's an actual person.
Is he a doctor?
He is. Listen.
Welcome to the show, Travis.
I think that Zach
Like
really
a
loves.
Canadian doctor. I don't know if that's
Yeah.
it's different. Like,
Just do it out of the kindness of their hearts, eh?
Oh, I love Canadians. Okay. I think number one, Zach really is in love with Benji. I think that he has never because you got to also remember there is no biological clock for a man. So the idea of having a child, if you don't wake up every day really wanting that as a goal in your life, for a man, you're always thinking, oh, I have time because you do always have time because you can have a kid at 80. So I think he's in a situation where he's never had to think about it before because he said any partner he's had prior to Benji never wanted kids. So it was never a conversation. And he was fine with it going either way. It's kind of similar to how I feel about marriage. I would have, if Shane asked me to marry him, I would have married him, but it's nothing that I ever set out to want as a goal in my life. Even now, I want a partner. Marriage sounds lovely. It's just I want the right partner. But if it's important to my partner to get married, then I will do that. And I think he loves Benji enough and he's open enough to having kids that he just needs to think about, okay, this is obviously the biggest move and commitment I could ever make in my life to have a child. Is this something that I really want? And that's why I think he's like, I need some time to think about it.
I think
I'm
he's
somewhere in the middle of both y'all.
Yeah,
I just like just the fact that he was like, I feel like he doesn't know what he wants. He definitely doesn't want kids. He doesn't want to lose Benji though. So he's just stuck. I think he will ultimately not want kids. He just doesn't want to lose Benji.
Yeah.
Because Benji makes him more mature.
How old did you say? He's 36, 34?
37.
37.
He looks amazing.
Okay. You're 37 years old, and I'm not, this is a generalization, but like if you've made it to 37, right? You have 100% probably thought about like, well, I don't want kids. Like he knows he doesn't want kids. Now the only question is, like you said, is someone going to come along to make me change my mind? He's definitely thought that multiple times. I can't imagine Benji's the first person in his life to make him consider that.
Oh, I totally can.
Okay, fine. Then it is, and he's still not convinced. Like Benji is this guy, and he's still like, oh, I need a year. He doesn't want kids.
But a lot of their relationship has been long distance. He's been in Canada. Zach's been here. I think it's very fair to say, let's live in a place for a year, see how this goes.
But he didn't say any of that.
I think he didn't.
He did.
And
He said,
if
I want a year.
Yeah, I think he would go the Andy Cohen, not single dad route, but I think how old's Andy? He had his kid in his
50s.
50s, right?
Yeah.
I think Zach is I'll have a kid in my 50s type of, like you said, there's no biological clock.
Totally.
He can't. So
Yeah.
he can adopt, he can do whatever, right? So I think if Zach ever wants kids, it'll probably be a regret in his 40s that he never did, and he lost Benji because of it, and it'll be that thing, and whatever. And at that point, whoever he's with, maybe they adopt. I feel like just a vibe I'm getting.
Also,
No.
don't
if
you,
he ever does,
But
he
I
also,
guess that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if he is 100%. What I'm trying to say is I don't think he was 100% no, I do not want children. I know
think he
people
is.
that, you see, and I don't. I think he leans more towards never saw that for my life. I'm happy to not have children and be able to go to a boozy brunch whenever I want. But now I have this person in my life. I really love him. He wants children. And so now I'm entertaining it in a way that I never entertained it before. I think he's a smidge open.
right in the middle. I think he's only entertaining it because he doesn't want to lose Benji.
Yeah.
I don't think he what I'm saying? Like, I feel like the kid's
Fine.
just a stopgap. Like, that's not the right word, stopgap, but it's like he's giving in a little bit just so he doesn't lose this person. But it doesn't
Right,
feel
but
like
that's
it's something
what I would do
wants.
with marriage.
Yeah.
Do you know what
yeah,
I
I
mean?
see what
Like,
you're saying. Yeah.
I would entertain marrying someone because it was important to them, not because it's important to me.
It's a little different thing than a kid, though.
No, but I'm just saying these are big life choices
Definitely,
that I
yeah.
would entertain that. It's not something that I'm.
Yeah,
You
but
know.
again, marriage and a human person, it's a little different.
Totally. But I think, they're first cousins. Okay. So after this, we see that Nia gets home and God, their kids are cute. Oh my, that little blondie that was pushing the thing. No one clocked that kid?
I hate every time these two come on the screen.
Not these two, but Danny. I'm definitely Danny is twat face to me now. Not that he's not twat face, but
I was talking about the
definitely-
kids, not them being cute.
Well, it's just like I didn't even notice the kids
Got it.
because I was like, oh God, what
fucking
is
guy.
these idiots going to talk about now? And whatever.
Fair point. Okay, Nia says she loved being a judge. It was a breath of fresh air. She really, like, the trip gave her a reset, and it was wonderful to be around so many positive, supportive women. And Danny said that he's healing up well from his surgery, and then they start getting into like the whole Lala Brittany thing. And Nia said, I actually enjoy Lala normally, but not when she's coming at me. And now there's weird stuff with Brittany going on also.
I don't like her using, well, I was at a work event and people were nice to me. I hope they were. It was work. You knew them for a day. It'd be weird if they were rude.
Well, technically, this is also a work event, the show.
But
Just
you know,
kidding.
it's not.
Totally.
It is, but it isn't.
Yeah.
And so it's like
It
just
is, totally.
her comparing this one work event where she's kind of an ambassador for the pageant world. Of course, they're going to be nice to you, and everyone's going to be kind and courteous, and you got paid to be there. Like, I don't know. It's just for her to come back and go, but our friend circle. It's like, well, those people weren't your friends. Those are just people.
Is there not a stereotypical, and like I'm gonna be the one to say it, and so all the pageant people can come for me. It's fine. I can take it. Is there not a stereotypical joke that pageant people are fake? Like that's all kind of put on the show and like a little Stepford, and like that's the point of it all. Is like, and that's kind of why they're going out of style, is because it's a little chauvinistic and old school and like, okay, like borderline creepy. So like, was that genuine? I'm sure they were nice. Like that's what everyone's nice. Like you said, they're working, but they're also pageant queen and but is that real? Is that real niceties? And would you prefer that than someone being like, you're being a
I did work on Dancing with the Stars with Sasha Farber, who was sitting right next to her as one of the judges she was working with. And that dude is genuinely just always upbeat and nice. But that's just him. I don't imagine everyone there was that way.
It's probably a little bit of both, right? Like, yes, they are very, let's put on a show, smile, jazz hands, everything's great, rainbows and butterflies. I also think that they also just might, like you said, they might just be lovely people. Not all of them. There's always one asshole in the bunch, but they might just be a bunch of people like you just mentioned.
That you just met, though. So it's not like they were going to be rude.
But here's the thing. She might be okay with that. She might be fine with the arm's length. Like, yeah.
Well, they get off the show.
Somebody made a comment about just, again, Nia's upbringing and being homeless, living in a car, blah, blah, blah. Not blah, blah, to disrespect it, but just to
wow.
Yeah, exactly.
Sleep on a sidewalk and call me.
Yeah, serious. But that she found a guy that provides a house and 4 kids and keeps her safe and gives her this space that she feels like, I'm going to have to go back to that life again. It was a long comment, but it was basically explaining like their dynamic and why she chose this guy and why she won't leave, because she doesn't want to feel that way again or be in that situation or alone, let alone with 4
Also
kids.
married an actor who can put on a face and put up this.
He should try harder to put on a face.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Because I feel like he really misses the mark. Okay, after this, we've got Michelle. This was a sweet scene that you guys are going to shit all over.
I didn't cry.
Oh, okay, great.
I didn't
either.
That's so great, guys. I feel like anytime I think there's
next scene,
it was really hot today and I was sweating.
Anytime there's
eyeball sweating.
Oh my God, Mortimer, back me up now. Okay?
How's it feel?
I cannot cry about it. That's how it feels. Okay, you pussy.
Sweet.
So point being is
I
every time I like a scene and think it's really sweet and this is so lovely, everyone shits all over it. Like that wasn't real or that was just filler. So I'm so glad that everyone really liked this scene. Michelle went to Jesse's to sign.
Natalie's not here to spoil our party.
Okay.
That's why. Mortimer. I'm kidding.
So
don't come for my girl, Mortimer. That's off limits.
okay, so they're signing divorce papers. And, at first when Michelle gets over, she wants the cup of tea. Jesse jokes about the honey not being from what's his name's old honey company, which was cute. It's taken them 2 years to get divorced.
Yeah.
Which is just crazy. Let people get divorced quicker than that.
And I don't know, but I feel like it has more to do with how many people are in line to get a divorce than, I'm sure the government's not the quickest, group in the
quick to marry you though.
Yeah, exactly. They need that cashish.
You also need that storyline.
But it seems like there's just that many people waiting to get a divorce,
Yeah.
which is also a bit of a bummer. This was a super sweet scene. Again, I didn't cry at all, but like, it bummed me out that we never got to see this Jesse and Michelle ever. Like, we came into this show and they were on the outs. They already hated each other. Like that first season, they were trying
Hated
to
each
make it
other.
work, but
It
like,
was
yeah,
not,
it was,
no.
they weren't enjoying anything. Jesse was being a douche. She was already out, probably eating honey with Aaron. And then the season 2 was just them hating each other. And this season, I don't know, it's a little better, but like, I wish, like she talks about, all we did was laugh. I would make jokes. When we first met, it was the two of us were totally different. I wish we could have seen that. I think it would have been fun. I think everybody would have had 2 completely different perspectives on both of them. And it's a bummer that their marriage sucked so bad, but the divorce is oddly great.
Oddly lovely at this point, at
like,
least.
Yeah.
You know what struck me when
Oh, that's right. Because isn't he being a dick to her now in the real world?
I don't know. I should knock on his door and ask him because he lives around the corner from me now. What struck me is that Jesse seems like a completely different person when him and Michelle were happily together than with him in his relationship with Lacey. And granted, we didn't see it in video form, but even just the way you see him in pictures and the way they're touching each other, they seem to be such different relationships. And this isn't me comparing them like, oh, I think he's so much happier with one person than he is with the other. It just seems like, you know how when something happens to you sometime, or a lot of the time, it just changes who you are fundamentally. And so then going into the next thing, you are a different person. And I feel like Jesse, something really shifted with him in this marriage because he just seemed very, this sounds stupid because obviously it was many years ago, but there just seemed to be this like youth and carefree nature about him. And they seem to really play in a different way because obviously also Michelle's a different person than Lacey is. It just seemed like, oh, you guys, something happened there and this has shifted who this person is moving forward, which I know sounds so obvious, but to your point, I would have liked to have just met that person. I think him and Lacey are great together. I think she is awesome for him. I just would have liked to have had a window into who that dude was.
Yeah.
Because I don't think we'll ever meet him.
Love the scene. Michelle's my favorite cast member. And Jesse has slowly been moving up the rankings, especially his last couple episodes. I think you hit the nail on the head when you said
Thank you.
Michelle and Lacey are just 2 different people.
Thank you.
Like just I don't know. He feels almost not subservient, but he's definitely Lacey's got him under her thumb.
He answers to her.
And Michelle, it seemed more of the 2 goofballs just goofing around.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
So, yeah, I don't know if it's as much Jesse changing as just the person he's going after is completely different. But he does seem more. I do like when she calls him out on his shit.
Love.
I'm not fully sold on Lacey though. I don't fully buy
Wait,
it.
you like when Lacey calls Jesse out?
Yeah.
But you're not sold on her?
No.
Why? She's so funny.
Just because the relationship the way it is, because it feels like she has him under her thumb, because she tried to be a real housewife and didn't get it. They're just questions. Just questions.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Are you 100% or is this a career move? And you kind of like this dude.
Does it matter?
It does matter.
Why?
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like I don't like people that are in relationships to get things. Be in a relationship for the person, not to achieve something else out of it for your own self-gain.
Trav, I'm totally with you. I've come so far with my relationship, my parasocial relationship with Lacey, and I like her far more than when the season started. But I need to see more to be hook, line, and sinker. Yeah. But thus far, yes, give me more. You've been super funny. I think you're incredibly communicative from what we've seen out of you. I like how you squash situations. I think that you make Jesse a better person. So all of this bodes so well for me moving in the direction of her becoming one of my favorite characters. I need to see a little bit more before I can fully cast my vote.
Please.
What
I loved about this scene was the tote that he kept for Isabella. Was that you? Sorry.
Yes, no, please.
It's just like it's very heartwarming that he's like, I don't want my daughter to grow up and think of my parents as divorced. I want her to see that there were great times when we were a family and we loved each other. And this was,
that she was made out of love.
she was made out of love and they were very happy at one point. They just grew apart. But I think it's important for her to see that. So I love the fact that he kept that tote.
I loved it. I thought it was so sweet.
That's the thing that my dad gave me that Natalie was talking about a few weeks ago. That my dad and Lori put together like the whole binder and the calendar and a bunch of pictures and stories and shit from me growing up. It's pretty cool.
What did it feel like when you got that?
Well, it felt, I mean, shit, we're going to get into this, make this a 4-hour episode. It felt good, weird, because of my thing with my stepdad, if you're new here. I was a single mom. I wasn't, but I was raised by one.
Tell us more about that.
Yeah, exactly. That was a long time ago. But then my mom got married when I was 10. They had my brother. He's my half brother. This is my stepdad. But even saying stepdad is weird. He's my dad. But they were only married for a couple of years, and I just felt weird. I never felt like he got remarried, had a whole family, and I don't know. I never felt like that was. I don't know. I never felt not from anything they did. I never felt a part of that family or a part of that deal. So it felt oddly good and like reassuring that like even though I didn't feel that way, they were like, "You're an idiot. You're a part of our family." Here, it felt good, but it felt weird.
You're part of our family. Take your shit, dude.
Yeah, actually, I didn't even think about that. It's probably just them clearing out the
basement.
storage. Yeah, and being like, hey, get this shit out of here.
No, that's so sweet because hopefully Isabella will have the same experience of just, I get this moment of time is Memorex on television and he is calling my mother a whore and maybe my mom had an affair on my dad, but shit happens and there were good times.
Jesse slipped a picture of Aaron in there.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Totally.
Bug-eyed out. They'd be like, "Daddy, who's this?" Oh, dang it.
That was almost your stepdad.
Wasn't supposed to be in there. Give me that. Who is that? That's who broke up our marriage.
Honey
But
Cookie?
you came from a place of love.
It was really great just how she was tearing up and then Jesse was tearing up in his OTF. And it was nice to see that there's still love there. They're not in love. That's done. But they love each other for what they brought to this world and for their time together. Which is great to see people be mature about it. Yeah.
And if they could just get to this place, which I do believe they can, of really good friends, there is nothing better than people who, okay, it didn't work, but we are still good friends and we co-parent incredibly well. You guys win. Most importantly, the kid wins. Hopefully it sounds so corny, but it's the truth. Love multiplies, hate divides. If you can't stand your former partner and you share a kid with them, it screws up the kid. It adds more shit to your life that you don't want to deal with. If everyone just gets along and can like each other and realize, okay, yes, these things annoy me about this person. That's why I'm not married to them anymore.
Exactly.
But I appreciate, and we can laugh about, when Shane and I were together, Shane is my ex-boyfriend who covered a show with us once upon a time. We every year for Thanksgiving, for Christmas, for Mother's Day, we got together with the mother of his child, his son, his parents, my parents would be there. Everyone was there. Just because him and the mother of his child weren't together anymore, of course you're still a part of everything that we're doing. And now that Shane and I aren't together anymore, I'm there, she's there, his new girlfriend's there. It just, you just grow if you can let yourself.
Yeah, my stepmom and her ex, like he's there with his new wife at Christmas, at Thanksgiving. They'll go out drinking, just my dad, my stepmom, her ex, and his new wife, and they'll go drinking and play bingo. And like you said, there are obviously things that annoy each other about the.
Yeah.
But I'm not your problem anymore.
You.
You're
Who
not
cares?
my problem. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. I think it's lovely. And I really, whatever he said on Watch What Happens Live, because I didn't see it, I'm hoping it was either him trying to just be Jesse and salacious and it was really nothing, or it was taken out of context, because they really have gotten so far this season compared to the Santa Barbara trip last year, where he's in those baggy gray underwear and screaming at her and calling her a whore. Like, this is night and day, and I will take it every day.
Night and day, to say the least.
So after this, we've got Lala, Tom, Kiana, and Michelle. They go out so weird for a mini booze cruise out of nowhere, apropos of nothing. I mean, who is producing this show? They need a stern talking to. I'm going to write a strongly worded email.
To get nothing.
Nothing.
But Tom saying, oh, hey, this happened.
But he didn't even articulate it well. And this is an articulate dude.
Yeah.
It's bad. It's so bad, man. So they start off, Michelle says she feels good about the divorce stuff, and she's actually really excited because she's going to go on her first date with a guy. Since, the divorce is basically official, and it's
Which is weird because she dated that one dude.
No, since the divorce is official, because she still wasn't divorced then.
It kind of proves my point. Why is this one so big a deal?
Listen, that is a good point, actually.
No, because I think getting the monkey off of your back of like, no, I am actually divorced. It's not like, what's the custody agreement? What is the housing arrangement? It's like, no, it's done. It's in the past. The financial shit's settled.
She did say it's my first date since the divorce. So I guess technically she's already had her first date.
That's great.
During the separation.
I don't know why it's that special. If you open the gift on Christmas Eve, that first gift of Christmas Day isn't as special. It's just not.
No, it is.
But this
totally is, because Christmas Eve you get to open a gift. So that's the Christmas Eve one. You pick it, and sometimes mom like, no, you can't have this. You got to pick one. Fine. And is it Christmas Eve
socks?
Gift? No, but you get a good one, but that's your Christmas Eve gift. It's special in its own right.
Also, you have to remember, they didn't have this great, easy breezy divorce. She was desperate for him to just sign the papers and move on a year ago, but he was representing himself because he couldn't afford a lawyer. Then she realized there was $300,000 worth of debt that she had to take on half of that if she even wanted to get divorced. He kept dragging his feet with shit. So I think just having the freedom of, oh my God, it's over. It's done. Haven't you ever had something just like hanging over your head and finally when it's done, the reprieve of that?
Yes. But she also dated this dude for a while. Like, it doesn't really matter. I just think like, not that big a deal.
Okay, we'll go through a bad divorce and then talk to me.
Okay, I'll work on that one.
Not that I want that to happen to you. And then this is when Tom brings up that Jesse spoke to Janet about her past trauma, and it seems to have rubbed Jesse and Danny the wrong way. And then he also mentioned that he met up with Kristen, and Kristen hadn't heard of, this horrible thing that had happened to Janet, and she kind of had the same response that the boys did.
Maybe I misremembered. Didn't he say Jesse was kind of backing him and realized, and Luke and Danny were the ones that took it the wrong way?
He was saying that that Jesse was kind of being empathetic to what Janet's trauma, and
Luke
that
and Danny
Luke and Danny were
whatever.
not really believing it, and that Kristen also kind of took that same. I don't know if I'm buying it.
Okay, thank you. I thought also Jesse was part of the didn't totally understand it, but he was not. I mean, he doesn't, but that's not what got.
But at least he was like,
Tom.
I don't understand this. This seems important. Maybe I should listen.
Yeah,
which is great. Way to go, Jesse.
Yeah.
Did he say that?
No, but you just said he didn't know what was going on, but he did. He understood that.
Oh, yes.
Janet has this trauma. I may not fully understand it, but it seems like it's very important to her and it affected her, and that's what's affecting all this.
Yes, since we heard him later in his confessional say, I think that this is horrible and I believe that this happened to her and was incredibly traumatizing. I also think that it's convenient that she's bringing it up now, so we know as the audience that he is suspect of her saying all of this now, and he believes it happened. It's the same thing we keep talking about here. We all believe that this happened and it was absolutely awful, but we do have questions around everything else. Also, or at least we do. Trev, you haven't been here yet.
Do you guys think they're even miking Kiana at this point? Or they're like, you just stand there. This is her second scene of the episode. I still haven't heard her say anything. I think she said key after Tom said key. So she repeated him.
No, she said...
she ordered a pina colada or said, I'll have one?
She said something in the key thing, much like something like...
It's a key.
He's like, oh, you have the key to my heart, but now that you have the key to my apartment or something like that. And she's like, ooh, much more responsibility or something along those lines.
Oh, okay.
And then I don't know what she said here.
I don't think she said much.
I think what irritated me about this scene was when
She's
Lala.
a supermodel. She doesn't really have to say much.
Yeah, she can just sit there and be beautiful.
Yeah, that's how. That's
Is when Lala was saying, you know, if a woman says, I went through something, that should be enough, and like you should get it and just shut up. And while I agree with that, Janet just said it, and no one's bucking back that they don't think that this happened. That's not the problem that anyone has with Janet. So it's like, totally, Lala. That makes perfect sense, just not here. No?
Wait, what?
But because it's not computing to Lala. Because what you just said, and she's like, because I've known Kristen for longer than most of these on this show. Sorry, Natalie. I know that if Kristen heard this in Lala's mind, she would care. And I think that's where her anger is coming from.
Yes, totally. But when she said, she said, hold on. If a woman said, I've been through something and this is triggering, that should be enough. And like, end of conversation. Like, don't push it anymore. Totally fair to say that, Lala. But that's not what happened here. No one is pushing at Janet saying what you said happened to you when you were 12 years old didn't happen. Everyone believes you. Everyone thinks it is absolutely awful. That's not what anyone's pushing. That's not the story anyone's pushing. So I think Lala unfortunately keeps having really weak, baseless defenses for Janet.
Well, keep in mind that everything's getting misconstrued, right? But basically what Luke and Danny and Kristen, Kristen basically said it, Luke and Danny are skirting around. What Luke and Danny were saying is, and then she said that her story's changed 3 or 4 times, is what Danny said. And then Luke is like, yeah, every time she brings it up, it's something different. So, that was their flashback. Kristen was like, yeah, no, even when Lala went to talk to her, was like, yeah, no, I just don't trust her. So, like, they're not saying they don't believe her. They're going to say they don't believe her, right? Without saying it.
But Kristen's not. Kristen said in that last, not to jump ahead, but Kristen did say, like, no, this is horrible that she went through this.
But she didn't know. That's the other thing. That's the next thing I was going to say is Jenna hasn't told anybody. She told Lala. She kind of brought it up with Jesse because it just came up in that conversation. I think Michelle maybe knows, but
Tom knows.
Does Tom know?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's not a lot. Like Jason didn't even know until recently. So, they don't know this information. They're all just learning it. Kristen didn't know it until later on in the episode when Lala went over and was like, listen, I'm not going to say, but like, I think if you knew, you would have a different feel about this.
And she didn't give.
And her first response was, yeah, no, the thing is, I just don't trust her. That was her initial reaction. Or her second reaction.
No, her second, because she said, like, that's horrible. Whatever. We'll get there because I don't want to jump so far ahead.
My point being, Lala's argument does hold because these guys are they're kind of saying like, well, we don't trust her. We don't really believe her story's changing. It doesn't add up. I mean, it does seem like she's just.
No, but they were, when they said her stories are changing, what they were talking about was the pantry thing. Because when she was first in the pantry with him in season 1,
remains that they don't believe her.
That they think she's a liar.
They're insinuating that they don't trust her and that she's a liar.
I mean, even
see, and I didn't take it that way. I think they all believe that she was SA'd, but you can be mugged and still be an asshole. You can have had something horrible happen to you and still be an untrustworthy person. One doesn't. They're not mutually exclusive things.
Yeah. But I mean, listen, in the flashback, Kristen even was like, she kind of pushed back and was like, I feel like I would have known. Like, feels like something I would have known. Almost implying, well, it's not true. I would have known, or
She said it in her like.
So it's just like they're putting this out there. They're not saying it's not true.
Nobody can say it and not have a.
It's like when I come up to Connor, I'm like, hey, they can't come in today because they're sick. If I like walk up and say someone can't come into work today because they're sick, like they're implying, they're throwing it out there. They're not really saying it, but they're saying I don't believe you. It's made up.
I don't think Jesse was saying that. I really don't.
No, he wasn't. But Luke, Danny, and Kristen were.
Yeah.
Yeah, and see, I thought, listen, fair. They could be saying that she's lying. I didn't take it that way. I took it that they're like, that's horrible. However, you're still an asshole. Like something horrible could happen to you. You could still be a jerk off. And I'm sure everyone's going to disagree with me, but that's fine. I choose my choice. Flash over to Kristen and Luke in therapy. I don't know. This therapy scene didn't really do anything for me.
I mean, I thought kudos to the therapist. I see a lot of these therapy sessions, and the therapist gives this, isn't really there, doesn't really do much, but she felt like she was actually going, okay, like actually therapizing.
No, I agree with you on that one. She did seem like she was doing a good job when she called him out for the thing. Here's the thing. I'm gonna go to Brittany's Halloween party. I'm gonna go dressed as Luke, and my costume is just going to be a dude with a foot in his mouth, because that's this guy.
It's therapy. It's a trust free. You can say what you want.
No, dude.
Especially as she's just drinking her drink.
Bro and Dunzo. Like, you thought you weren't getting any nookie before, my guy. Woo, it is off the table now.
But would that fit in the Victorian vampire masquerade theme?
Don't even get me started.
No, I'm gonna. I can't.
I'm gonna
I
go
can't.
off on it.
It's so bad.
Dude, it's the dumbest.
Before we get there, Kristen first acknowledges she didn't realize how mentally tough all the pregnancy and parenthood stuff would be.
Neither did Luke.
Clearly. Luke then starts saying how he has felt a bit lonely because of the criticism he receives from Kristen about, him wanting to go out, but that triggers Kristen's stuff because she thinks he's just waiting to grab his bag and head back to Colorado. And then they talk about the wedding comment that Luke made when they were in Mexico. And this is when Luke didn't put a foot in his mouth. He put everyone in America's feet in his mouth. He was like, that was before I met pregnant Kristen.
So crazy.
And if that is not the wackiest thing to say to someone who just gave birth to your child.
Wow. Honestly, I agreed with everything he said. She started off this whole couples therapy.
Okay.
Kristen is crazy. She was crazy pre-James Kennedy. She was crazy post-James Kennedy. She's just...
Yeah. They call her Crazy Kristen for a reason. But
and then
carry
you
on.
do all the hormones and all the post-mortem... I can only imagine. We saw some of it. We weren't living with her. But she started off that therapy, at least the way they edited it that we saw, with a low blow. When she was like, well, what did you see? And he's like, I want him to be around more. And I thought he wanted to be around his child.
I wanted him to want to be around more.
And it's just like, what?
Yeah.
I
but
would have.
she does want him to
listen,
want to
but
be
the
around.
way she said it, and that
code.
might not have been it, actually. I think it was something else at the end that she just, she was because I remember her doing good. Because I don't think that was it. I wish I could remember. Because she was like, no, I just wanted him to be around. It was really good. And I was like, oh, this is great. This is nice. And then oh, you son of a bitch. She just threw a little zinger and it was tonal. It was not, it wasn't.
Those little zings throughout the day.
If you didn't know,
9 months,
you would
gotta
know.
just.
And I bet they're not little. I bet at home they're big old zingers.
I completely agree with that. But then get into therapy then. Don't wait till you're at DEFCON 1.
Don't say that shit. Yes, all those things, bro. Keep your mouth shut about it. That's what. Just shut up about. Don't say it. Yeah, everyone's crazy. You don't tell them that to their face, even in therapy. You do. That's a solo sesh.
I also
Don't you get a solo sesh? Isn't there a couple times, and then you do one-on-ones, and you're like, "This, am I right?" And she's like, "No, idiot, you're the dumbass," or whatever.
Yeah.
That's when you say.
That's how it always went for me.
Yeah.
But they would just say it in front of the guy. They're like, she's right. And I'm like, and then they would say, oh, I think we should get a new therapist. I said, great, you pick them. And then we would go to the new therapist, and the therapist would be like, Courtney's right here. Just want to let everyone know that. Nobody agrees with me in the comments, but the therapist.
Courtney's paying the therapy bill, throwing a little extra $100 on the back end.
Right.
You keep that for your solo session, or you just don't say that. Also, if what you're saying is true, Kristen's crazy Kristen, then you have to know that, and then you have to actually know that, if I get this girl pregnant, things are gonna happen. Crazy Kristen's gonna be pregnant. Kristen, right? And I'm sure this is all sounding mega sexist.
I felt like these two probably
not
should have been going to
meant to be.
therapy before trying to get pregnant and before the engagement.
Dude.
When things were good.
That's why I said
Just to
don't wait till
just to learn to
DEFCON 1.
communicate.
Dave. So we have a friend, Dave, who's a business partner of another friend, our boss at work. But Angela Johnson, if you guys know who that is, she's a comedian. She's the comedian that came up with the nail salon bit. Oh, you're so pretty. Why you don't have no boyfriend? You know that bit? It's a super famous stand-up bit from a long time ago.
Okay.
Anyways, that's Angela's bit. She had a stand-up recently, and she does another bit how her and her husband fight and how it's super gnarly, and she goes crazy, and they're like churchies, right? But she just is, it's the funniest bit. She's like, then I have these friends, and she'll come over, and she'll be like, oh my gosh, we got in a fight the other day, and she's like, oh, what happened? And she'll be like, well, he said something, and I told him that I didn't really like the tone and the way he said it, and here's why, and he apologized and explained why it came off that way, and that was it. And she was like, That's your fight. That's your fight. So it's like a whole bit on like, that's not a fight. Yeah. That is not. Let me tell you what a fight is.
That's certainly not a fight for you.
Exactly, right? No,
that's
hell no.
a me kind of fight.
Yeah, that's a converse. That's coffee. That's Dave and Maya. It's literally Dave and Maya. Like Maya.
Who's Dave and Maya?
Dave is the guy. So like I'm going to finish this story, but having therapy before they got pregnant, before they got married, the whole thing. Dave, I remember Dave driving me home. Dave was like, oh, Maya and I started going to couples therapy. And they were engaged. They weren't even married yet. I don't even think they were engaged, but they were talking about getting married. And I was like, wait, what? Why are you going to couples therapy? You're not even married. He's like, no, but we're going to be. We're going to get married. So we wanted to like get our foundation.
When things are good, learn how to talk.
Yeah,
get
it down now. That was 20 years ago. Angela Johnson's joke is about Dave and Maya, and that's the fight is a Dave and Maya fight.
That's so
where she's
funny.
like, I don't like the way you said, and he's like, well, I apologize. Here's what I said, and well, here's what I'm feeling. It's Dave and Maya, who went to therapy 6 months before they got engaged and married.
My cousins did it, and they seemed seemed good.
I am a firm believer in therapy, if it's a good therapist, for you individually, for you as a couple, even throughout the almost 10 years of my relationship with Shane, we were always in and out of therapy, and not even if it's just a really tough time, even in good times, just do a tune-up, see if someone's got something weighing on them that they want to talk about, because then if you don't do that, you end up like Luke and Kristen, who should have been talking about this shit 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Because you're right, this is who Kristen is, and then you throw in all of the newness of parenthood and hormones and postpartum, and now you got a real
and a TV show
bomb on your hands. 100%.
If you want to have a good time and fight, and I'll be boring.
I mean, honestly, a couple years ago, that dude was just fishing on his own property in Colorado,
wondering how to get plumbing from the river.
Okay.
Man, he was living good.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving on. Kristen, they did end this whole scene with Kristen saying, even though that was way harsh, Ty, and I didn't like hearing what you just said, I want you to say those things because we have to heal this. Like, I have to know how you're feeling, and I know you want to have a second kid, but part of the reason why I'm so hesitant to get pregnant again is because I know I was a nightmare to be with, and I want to figure out how to do this in a healthier way. So that's nice.
I didn't buy that for... She does not speak that way. If that therapist was in the room, if that conversation had at home,
the car ride home, the car ride home, did not sound like that.
That's what I'm saying. Like those words, it's just because the therapist was there.
You know what? The car ride home might have sounded quiet because
it was just him driving and her doing this.
Home. Yeah, or in an Uber by herself, or I clocked the end of that as. Oh, this seems like a normal couple on the verge of breaking up. I
hope not.
I hope not too. But they seem like there's a lot to get over, and it seems like.
It seems doable.
It seems Kristen's. I don't know if Kristen's ego is going to allow it.
If Luke does the heavy lifting and just takes a bunch of crap.
No, but
which he's not going to do, probably not going to do forever.
For so long.
Yeah. And then Kristen's ego is not going to allow a back down, right? So I don't think it's going to work, unfortunately. I want it to. I don't think it's going to. And you know what is interesting? I wonder what would happen if I'm sounding super sexist this episode, and I don't know why. I wonder what would happen
if Kristen just shut up and did what Luke told
if
her.
Luke scooped her up and the kid and was like, we're going to Colorado. Like, we're going to Colorado for 2 years. I don't want to hear a word out of your mouth.
Yeah.
I bet you, I don't know if I would bet, but I wonder if Kristen would get 6 months in and be like, I'm not anxious. I'm not nervous anymore. The kid is thriving. Like, just, I wonder what it would do for Kristen to get out of the city, the heat, these people, the show, the toxicity, the constantly trying to put on a story and a lie and a thing and a whose team are you, you know, like.
I mean, she was one of the original. I got fired from Vanderpump, but I hung around for 4 years.
Listen, yeah.
Like, so.
But this is
she
what you got to
definitely loves it.
remember. Wherever you go, there you are.
No,
And I think
but
with
that's
someone
but
like,
an
hold on, hold on.
environment can change you.
No.
Yes, it can.
Hold on. The thing is that Kristen is nuts no matter where in the world she is. And I just don't think a lake and trad wifing is going to make her
Listen,
a completely
I didn't say
different
anything
person.
about trad wifing.
No,
That guy
I just
lives
mean like
on a fucking
homesteading and
homestead.
not.
That is not. That is gnarly. It's a different type of life.
Yeah, and I just don't think that that's going to change. I think Kristen, it's an inside job. And I think that wherever she goes, whether it is homesteading in Colorado or living in the middle of a giant city like Los Angeles, she has got to do the work on herself. That's the only thing that's
You know
going to
what she
change Kristen.
needs if she goes to the lake.
A
She
dirt
needs
bike.
she's a jet ski. No one's ever angry or sad on a jet ski.
Listen,
You just riding around
Unless
having
you
a
lose your
blast.
sunglasses.
my boat ski. She could get the boat ski. Yamaha
What?
new boat ski.
You're never depressed riding a jet ski.
You're not,
Yeah,
no,
unless
this
you
is
lose
a
your
boat
sunglasses.
ski.
I was on with my friend and their sunglasses fell off and they were pretty
And
sad.
it ruined their. You're on a jet ski.
Yeah,
They're still pretty sad.
for a half a second until they jet skiing around again.
Anyway, up next. Oh, God. Up next, Brittany is playing with Cruz at her house in his sensory room. And she's just super happy about her new life and that Cruz is doing so well. We have Janet stop by and ruin the scene. And she comes over to, talk about costumes for where, why, who, the stupid fucking theme.
Halloween is a theme. Halloween is a theme.
Yeah.
That's all. You just
That's it,
need a
just-
Halloween.
That's
Halloween
right.
party. Dress
Halloween
however
party.
you want.
You
That's
know
right.
what you do? Come in a costume.
That's
That's
right.
the only thing. Which kind of costume?
Whatever you
Whatever
want. It's
you
Halloween.
want. It could be a Victorian costume, maybe a vampire costume, maybe a masquerade costume.
What if you mix them all three? Could I do that?
You could,
Because it's my choice.
but
Then if you mix all three, then everyone has to come as a Victorian vampire
I
masquerade.
don't know if
Right.
I've ever heard of a themed Halloween party. I don't think I've ever heard of it.
No, because Halloween is the theme.
That's what he was saying earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm reiterating the point.
Oh, Brittany.
It's such a
She
bad
did so
theme.
good for one episode.
Like, give me, we're all gonna come dressed up like hippies or the Mad Men, the 1950s. Give me something different than a Victorian vampire masquerade. It's just so limiting, and I don't like it.
I mean, if they gave me 60s, 70s, I would still be angry. This is Halloween. I'm going to do what I want. This is.
I just feel like there's a little bit more leeway within like a decade's worth of shit as opposed to Victorian vampire
I don't know.
masquerade.
Save the 90s parties for your birthday.
But there's also Victorian parties, costume party.
Yeah.
There's vampire,
I mean,
That's about-
Victorian
that's-
vampire. You just have to say Victorian. We get it. Vampire.
but not necessarily.
No.
And
I think Victorian vampire.
there's masquerade. These are three different parties.
Yeah.
They're two different parties for sure.
They're three different parties.
And then a third if you're freaky, right? Like Miss Jackson, but these are not. This is the weirdest thing ever.
It's so Britney, though. I feel like there's part of her that's still in 5th grade with like her Lisa Frank notebook, and she's sitting there being like, okay, y'all, for my Halloween party, I want Victorian vampire masquerade and Mima's beer cheese.
The male equivalent is we're having a baseball, football, soccer costume party. What? You're going to come as a baseball, football, soccer player.
That's right.
Which one? Whatever, either one, all
of them. It's one sport
in
now.
one time.
Like the New York Knicks be named after a baseball team. Kind of.
Okay, so Janet stops by. They talk about her doing a sexy photo shoot. Brittany, that is, not Janet.
But like-
Janet wants to do a fun happy hour this week at Chili's, which is
Well, don't knock Chili's. Come on.
She wanted,
no.
she
I'm
wanted
not
a
knocking
girls- she
Chili's. I
wanted
was in a
girls'
Chili's
lunch.
commercial. Okay,
all right.
I'm knocking the worst ad product place. This was so awful to do this to the audience.
I mean, he shit his pants in the restaurant, so I think it's a payback.
No, that was that.
I can't.
He
We're
shit
not
his pants. I
talking
pissed my
about
pants.
that.
I
That
also-
was so
but, like,
funny.
Funny.
It's such a funny thing to say.
What do you mean
I want to have
funny?
I
We'll
want
get there.
I want to have a girls' lunch, plus Zach, minus Nia, and minus Kristen. So
This show's all about
Chili's.
minusing people. It's all about we're doing a thing and who are we not going to invite? I have that note later when Janet talks about the Chili's party and she's like, I'm going to do that, but I'm not going to invite these two because I have and they never come. I'm like, oh, so this is just a show about setting up a thing and picking who we're not going to invite so those people can cry about it and tell the people that did get invited that they talked to, oh, and they didn't get invited. I can't believe you didn't get invited.
It's also-
Well, they said this about you while you weren't there. Oh, my God, I can't.
Kristen's already
So
sponsored by Outback
dumb.
Steakhouse, so it'd be a conflict.
Wait,
of
is she
interest.
really? Oh,
Yeah, but
that's
it
funny.
seems like it could be that way.
Dude, the bloomin' onion. If we could get sponsored by a bloomin' onion,
Ugh.
what if we had to eat a bloomin' onion each
I would do it
on
right
every
now.
show?
I would do it. I would- right
do
here?
it for free.
I
Just
do
dip it all
love a
day.
bloomin' onion.
I wouldn't even have to pay us.
Or the bread.
Okay, easy. I'll handle the brand deals.
Okay,
The Outback
but give
bread?
us a bloomin' onion.
That's fine, and a paycheck.
Fine.
Janet then says, to your point, Mike, she's not inviting Nia and Kristen. And Lala says good because they call Lala to invite her. And Lala says, I'm very disappointed in Kristen right now. And she wants to talk to Kristen and basically say, back off Janet for a minute. And that's where we end that scene. Anyone?
No, that was a pretty terrible scene.
This was a terrible episode.
It
was.
just it wasn't. It felt like they're like, we need one more episode. What do we got? What do we got? Let's just
But
give
we
a little
don't need one more episode. Or give us a new storyline. This show is infuriating this season.
Bring back Jax.
No,
Bring
okay.
back
You shut your mouth when you're talking to me. Up next, we've got the big Chili's outing, guys. Zach, Janet, Lala, Jasmine,
some
Brittany, and
poppers.
Michelle. What?
I can go for some poppers.
Some jalapeno poppers.
Not me. Not a poppers person.
Actually, me either. I don't know why I said that.
Definitely a sponsorship, right? This was definitely a
That's what I just
product.
said.
I know, but like this definitely was, right? Like
What are you? I think you're new here.
Sorry.
That it was so obvious in the most like get takeout from Chili's and make it feel a little bit more organic. Something. I have lived in Los Angeles for 22 years. If you had a gun to my head and said, tell me where one Chili's location in Los Angeles is, I would be like, pull the trigger. I have no idea. I've never seen. When I shot that Chili's commercial, I had to drive all the way down to Orange County.
Isn't there one in Burbank, like the Town Center, Empire Center over there by the Best Buy and Walmart and all that?
I rest my
stuff, all
case.
Victory.
Yeah, valid. Listen,
It worked. Halfway
know
through
where-
the scene, I was like, I want some Chili's.
I know where a TGI Fridays is. I know where Magic Johnson's TGI Fridays is.
Where?
It's like if you take La Cienega all the way down to the airport and
Yeah.
then turn on La Tijera,
Yeah.
right there.
Okay, well, I'll be there
That's
tomorrow
where
morning.
his movie theater is. I don't know if he actually his Starbucks used to be there. I don't know if he has the Starbucks and the TGI Fridays anymore because I think he sold all that to actually buy the Lakers, some of the Lakers,
Oh, he owns the Lakers?
like a piece, or maybe the Dodgers, whatever. He owns a little bit of everything
Something.
now.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I think he's done very well for himself.
Yeah, he's doing all right.
Okay, so they show up to the restaurant. My first note, this is the dumbest product placement of all time. And then we find out that Janet spent $600 a month on McDonald's breakfast.
Also, she's not good at math. We learned that.
We also learned she's not good
So
at
bad.
math.
Terrible math.
So bad at math. I don't even know how. I like a week. I would give you like, no, that's only a week, honey. There's 4 of those.
You took
3
3
days. What is 3 days? That means nothing. 3 days like that.
I
No,
just also don't
Janet,
understand.
You spent that in the time that we're trying to figure out this math. You spent $60.
But you're pregnant. Do you really think the best thing for you to be eating every day is McDonald's?
Fresh eggs and a English muffin made to order. A little
shoot,
ham
what?
slice.
Maybe a little-
Cheese.
maybe a little breakfast burrito.
Dairy.
a
That
little
kid's
salsa
getting
up in
proper
there.
dairy. Or if you
Oh,
do a
yeah.
little salsa.
I'm sure it's a fresh egg and proper dairy.
It is. They crack them. I'm telling you, it's all fresh.
Yeah. Exactly.
So I think we'll see.
Okay. Now Lacey shows up and they talk about Lacey. Janet brings up Lacey and her being in a better spot. And Lacey said, once you're accountable, I'm totally happy. I just need accountability. And then Melissa joins everyone. And Brittany brings up her Halloween party and how this is the first time everyone is going to be together since Mexico. Zach said he thinks Danny is starting to get the fact that he needs to not act a certain way. And he is understanding and speak to people a certain way. And Lala
Was this the Danny flashback?
drops her now. Oh no, Minnie, the wheels are falling off the bus. Because she wants treats.
I gave her
Oh
some. on
yeah,
the
Uncle
ground.
Trav gave you some. She wants it on her poof. Okay. So this is now the point where Zach starts talking about he thinks that, Danny's maybe understanding some of the stuff that Lala's been saying, or that he just needs to simmer and settle. And TBD, I personally don't think he's getting any of it. But this is when Janet pipes up and says, it feels like we're giving this guy a lot of grace, which selfishly for me is hard to listen to because I said words I shouldn't have, and I've gotten zero grace from it. And this is where Janet gets me so worked up. You have said the entire season, you are not apologizing for what you said. You are not taking back the words that you used. So for you to sit here and say, I got lambasted for words that I used last season and there was no grace, because you're doubling down on all of them. So why, if you're choosing it and people have a problem with that, that's life. Just like Danny continues to be an asshole and people are having a problem with it.
You think not apologizing is doubling down?
I think her saying that I stand by the fact that I am calling you an essayer and that you essayed this person, even when the person who had it happen to them said, please stop saying that, stop speaking on my behalf. And you've completely blown past that because you have to make your point. Yeah, I think that's a double down.
You don't?
I grew up in San Antonio, so I got called Essay a lot. What's up, Essay? What's up, Holmes?
Not in that shit.
That really got Nat.
I got Natalie with that one.
That was a Danny joke. That was a Danny joke.
That really
We
was.
flew right past the Danny joke earlier. When Neil got home and he was like, oh, hey, they said my voice will go back in a couple days.
Because it wasn't.
His jokes they're not jokes because they're not funny.
Because right afterwards he's like, oh hey.
You just sounded like
That was a good one.
Did we? Melissa walked in and said, I'm not going to hug everyone. Hug Janet.
She did.
Because weren't they sitting next to each other?
But on the way in.
Or on the way
she
in,
was
like
won
it
over.
was.
She was like, I'm not going to hug everyone.
Yeah.
And then
Hugged only
walked
Janet.
had two people hug Janet and sat down.
Just saying, just throw it out there.
Okay.
Also, they did a flashback to Danny at some part of the scene, and he goes, I'm a really good person. Good people don't have to say that about
Dude,
themselves.
that's my note. I'm like, if you have to say I'm a really good person, chances are you're not. Chances
Listen,
are.
Danny's a schmuck, okay? He has not acted kindly to his wife and others this season. Well, how about this? I have said, I'm sure people will hate hearing this, but I've been like talking to someone where I'm talking about something that happened and I'm like, I'm a nice person. I don't know why this person's being an asshole to me. I've said that before, but I think it's different when it's coming out of Danny's mouth this way. I do.
I think when in a defense situation, probably a little better. I think when it's a defense and you're like, I'm a nice person. Like, I don't know what the hell's going on. Probably fine. When you add really, it's the really for me.
Yeah.
I'm a really nice person.
It was
Why
the
did
way
you
he
add
said
the
it.
really? What is it? There's too much in the way and the tone and the. Was he sitting by himself or was he doing it like, in an interview? What was it? He was in an interview?
No, he was driving with Zach on the
Yeah.
way back from his surgery.
Yeah. It just. So he was probably a little.
Little stony
little high,
baloney.
yeah.
I mean,
I don't know. I'm with you. Anybody who says I'm in that way, like I'm a really nice person.
I don't know why they don't like me. I'm great.
Yeah.
I'm so likable.
Yeah.
without a real
But also, does
stoke, a real need to respond
yeah,
to
yeah.
that. You know, what I mean?
I know. I hear that. And it did come off like, I don't know if you want to say that.
That's also just a weird friendship, Danny and Zach. To me.
really
I just don't get it.
But did it not strike any of you as odd for her saying, "Oh, I'm getting lambasted for things I shouldn't have said," but he's not? And it's like, but you've doubled down on the things that you shouldn't have said. So you're not. The reason people are coming for you is because you're not apologetic about it at all. You're.
I think it's probably that. Like Danny apologized, Janet didn't, but Danny needed to apologize.
Totally, 100. Danny needs to
necessarily-
apologize to multiple people.
But Janet doesn't necessarily need to. She should, but she doesn't have to.
But that's why she's getting such pushback, and she can't put two and two together. That's what drives me nuts about her.
I didn't like Zach
That's the
raising
only
his
thing.
tone and getting the whole table hot at Chili's. Be an adult, respect Chili's. You started yelling in Chili's. I didn't like
It's a
that.
family.
It's a
friendly
family
place.
Yeah.
Zach then goes on to say, we've got to give Danny room to apologize and grow. Brittany said, well, let's think about how you treated Janet last year, which I need to see the unedited version of this scene because so much of this scene and quite frankly, this episode, people are saying things and it would be like if I said, oh, hey, Trav, nice shirt. And then the next edit was.
There's so much of this.
So anyway, I was going to sleep last night and I couldn't really, I was tossing and turning. It's
so
like,
annoying.
Brittany's response to Zach saying we need to give room to Danny to grow and to apologize and grow. And Brittany says, well, let's think about how you treated Janet last year. I get it enough to understand the through line that they're trying to make, but it just felt like quite a big jump. And Brittany's not a good arguer anyway, or point maker to begin with. So when you start editing her like that, it just loses its potency for me.
Plus, I think the chili was coming out around that time. So she just fucking short-circuited, forgot everything.
Speaking of forgetting everything, I feel like they've forgotten that Janet wasn't nice to Zach during the first season and left him out of the big cast
But why?
trip.
Do you remember why? Because that was so early. Do we remember? Like, we never got any backstory. Maybe we did.
I feel like
don't
we
know.
did, and I don't remember.
Do you remember?
But my point is,
way to go, Travis.
yeah, this is what you're here for, to remember, Trav.
I don't remember season 1.
We need hairs.
Like, they're both throwing stones at each other. So if she wants to treat him like shit and he wants to treat her like shit, great. Like, that's why they don't like each other. This is why they shouldn't be friends. I don't understand. Everybody doesn't have to be friends with everybody.
I say that all the time. You don't have to be friends with everybody.
I also, for season 1 of these type shows in the era that we're in, I don't trust anyone's grievances. I don't know them as people yet, and I feel like everyone's vying for stories. Everyone's trying to get story time. So season 1 drama with new characters, even for Vanderpump, when like a new hostess came in, I was like, what are they gonna do to try to get into this? Try to get their way. So I don't know. That drama could have just been drama to become a player.
That is absolute. That could be totally true, but it doesn't take away the fact that she still excluded him from her baby moon and made a very big stink about it. Speaking of stinks, Zach then goes to the bathroom. That was a good one.
For a second, I thought he dropped his mic in the toilet. Like, just
Me
where he's like, oh
too.
shit.
No, that's what I was like, oh, that's a bummer. And then he didn't. I don't even want to talk about it.
Let's not pretend.
I don't know how
Zach's
that
the
happens.
first person to shit his pants at a Chili's.
I don't understand.
Let's not pretend that that's it happens a lot, man.
I don't understand pooping in your pants as a grown person. I don't understand it.
I was dating a guy, and
Who pooped in his pants?
who told me a story of how he was on a first date and something happened where he had a Zach thing and so something happened and he went to the bathroom and he did the same thing. He had to take off his underwear. I was laughing so hard I couldn't breathe.
I think you're crazy. I'm pretty sure I've shit my pants at least 3 times as an adult.
I was gonna not bring it up, but I know this.
I think you're the crazy one here, bro.
I am not.
And
the
everyone else is
crazy
just
one.
lying about how many times they shit themselves.
I don't do that.
None
I'm a
of
lady.
Well, yeah, ladies don't do that, so it's hard to. They've not obviously done it. I've never shit my pants. I've never shard. I never did a fart where a little poop came out. None of these things ever happened to me ever.
Well, then you're not eating the good stuff.
I'm eating all the things. I'm eating Taco Bell right now before they got rid of the lettuce. I don't give a.
Because got butt COVID.
Yeah, I don't care about butt COVID. It's not going in my pants. It's so.
But you're driving. Things happen, man. You're stuck in traffic. What are you gonna do?
Hold it. Like
hold
a whole,
it.
like a.
At a certain point, you can't. That's not how the body works.
No, it is.
Also, if you hit a bump or
Do
you
you
have to
wanna
cough,
know how-
don't cough. Like,
No.
things happen, man.
Dude, this is.
Keep it in your pants.
That's right.
Moving on. What's next?
Okay.
This
Anyway,
is
I just
so
want you to know,
disgusting.
Zach, that really brought me such joy. I got the giggies and it was
How?
hilarious because
No,
It was
I don't
fun.
care.
Okay,
Let's
fine.
move
I
on.
did like how it came back to the table. They're like, did you poop? He's like, I pooped.
In my pants.
he just left out the in my pants
Yeah,
part.
because they could smell it probably all over him.
Gross.
They're like, is that the
Gross.
chili
Took
or
it
is
too
that
far.
the
Took it too far.
Zach's chili?
You took it too far.
Pants chili.
Brittany then, says,
is
we
a
can
lady
hear you.
coming in?
What?
Was that you?
Humming?
Who was humming?
Hold on.
Oh my god, I probably was.
But hold on.
And that was humming. I was like, what is
The weirdest
that?
part was she denied it. She's like, no. Oh, wait, it could have been.
I might have done that. You don't remember?
It was in your
She
head.
remembers nothing.
By the way-
this is my life. My life is 27 first dates.
Okay, but you
swear
can't
to
remember
God.
anything either.
No, I can. I remember things. I have just like my brain will just shut off in the middle of a fucking sentence, which is a great thing to do for being a podcaster. But I remember things like my long-term and mid-term memory, if that's a thing. It's just in my short-term. I just like sometimes I'll be like blah blah blah, and it's because I think there's too many things going on in my head. And I ramble too much, and so I'm like I don't really remember what I'm talking about.
You don't.
And no, don't listen to them. And so things happen. But this one is 27 first date, whatever that movie is. That is our life every day. And
It's a
she'd be
great
like,
movie.
I don't
50
understand why
50
this. I'm
50
like,
first
really?
dates.
27
50.
was a weird number to pull out.
No,
I think I was
it's 27
27
dresses.
dresses. Yeah, I was mixing them. I was mixing movies.
Mixing rom-coms.
But yeah, no, every day she'd be like, "What about this?" I'd be like, "We talked about that yesterday." Well, can you tell me again? Sure. Told you 14 times.
Okay, well, now we just end this scene with Brittany saying that this Zach isn't his Kentucky muffin anymore. This is not the person that he knows. The 18
LA
years
Zach.
of friendship. Yes, I like LA Zach.
Here's the thing, though. She's been saying that for 2 seasons, and she can't get over it, or nothing's changing, but she keeps bringing it up and crying about it.
I feel like when Zach was in Kentucky, probably LA Zach.
100%.
Probably why Zach is not in Kentucky.
Yeah.
Maybe Brittany needs to go back to Kentucky.
Well, you know what we need to do? Go over to part 2. We got to finish the
Wait,
episode
we're
with
doing part 2 or we're
Yeah.
doing this solo mish?
No, because
You understand about 2 parts.
He's only got long-term and mid-term memory.
No, I thought whatever. I thought earlier you were like, oh, it just
2
I
hours.
thought- yeah, that's what I thought I heard.
Yeah,
Whatever.
1 and 1.
Love it.
okay, like, hype, subscribe, tell a friend, and meet us over at part 2. And don't poop your pants on the way over.
Dude,
And if you
fuck
do,
your
there's no shame in
pants.
that.
There is. Be ashamed. Be ashamed.
No, there is shame in that, but you
Yeah.
can do it. And just don't tell anyone. Travis.
3 times as an adult.
Goodbye.
Disgusting.
You're disgusting.